Good morning, fellow teachers.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Irene Nakata. I'm going to ask you to introduce yourselves first.
My name is Nasuna Rabula.
I'm Nancy Anena.
I'm Selwe Jude.
Yes, thank you. Now, we are carrying out a research on the impact of the multilingual instruction on language development among young children. And I'm going to ask you a few questions about this. The first question is, describe current language instruction practices in your school setting and how multiple languages are integrated into daily activities.
Yes, thank you, Madam Irene. Now, first we have the play-based learning. And here, learners are engaged in different activities like role playing, whereby they get the opportunity to discuss, like to talk about different issues according to their languages, the way they, like the simple languages they understand.
Can we hear from you, Nancy?
Yes, the practices we can involve with the many languages, involving the languages while teaching. You can also use it in the songs. Like if you're teaching English learning areas like English, you're teaching PE, we sometimes bring songs to make our learners understand. And then sometimes we don't have the whole songs in English. You can use the local language, the traditional songs to teach the young learners, and they understand more during that songs. Thank you.
Yes, Teacher Jude, can we hear from you?
Yeah, according to my current school, our children use so many languages. As a teacher in class, for example, when I'm trying to explain difficult concepts, let's say I'm teaching, I've written a sentence on the chalkboard, I may ask, let's say I have a Msoga in the class, I will ask the Msoga child who understands English better to explain for the fellow Msoga who may be with the challenge with the English. If I have, let's say, a Mteso, who maybe has not got the concept well in English, I can ask the fellow Mteso to come and explain that the child, that specific child who has got the challenge with that concept in English, so that the child can get it through the local language.
Yes, thank you, Teacher Jude. Now, our second question is, discuss your views on the effectiveness of these practices in enhancing children's learning. Teacher Robin.
Now, first of all, like it helps children to get clear understanding of topics. If at all I have some of my individual learners who are not well conversant with English, if at all I transfer those instructions to the local language which a learner understands best, it helps this learner to understand the topic and learn more. Thank you.
Yes, Teacher Nancy.
Yes, I may also talk of enhancing the cognitive development of the child. Like if you use different language, you use their local language, they can understand more. It helps them to memorize, like aids memory, the memory, and it brings in their attention. All those are under cognitive development. And then it also helps them in the problem solving because they can relate. They can relate quickly with the environment, not only using this English or this official language.
Yeah, it motivates learners. When you interpret more than one language, let's say in a class, let's say the Msoga is seeing that this is also catered before. Muteso is also catered before. The lesson becomes engaging because of the multilingual technique in the classroom session.
Yes, thank you, teacher.
There is also more. It prepares children to the globalized world, since it exposes children into many languages. Even though the child, you're putting soga, you're putting ateso, you're putting this one, even though the child does not understand, other children may not understand that type, but they be exposed that, hey, we have all these languages. So as they grow and as they go for further studies, they also be interested in other languages and they will also learn.
Thank you, Madam Nancy, for that wonderful point. And that has brought me to a point whereby it somehow makes learning interesting. Yes, it boosts the learner's interest in learning. Since when I give instructions in the language which the learner understands better, there is a way it makes learning easier, interesting.
Thank you very much. We have a last question. It asks, recommend teaching strategies that you believe would be most effective for delivering multilingual instruction based on your experiences.
Thank you, Madam Irene, for that wonderful question. Now, first of all, we can use real objects. Since we come from different backgrounds, like these learners come from different tribes, whereby different words are pronounced differently according to their tribes. So if I bring a real object, I'll give an example. If I bring a pot, like as we call it a pot in English, but in Uganda that is ensua. So I'll be helping this child who knows Uganda, like to relate, to know like both the local words and the English words. Even for other tribes, it does the same.
Thank you so much. I can also say we can use them in group discussions. Now, when we talk of discussions, we can put the pairing of the children. Like if we are using the pair, think pair share, a child they can relate, they can talk in their local languages, like they understand, then they explain to the whole class. You can bring them in group discussions. In the group discussions, they can use those other languages, bring in while explaining to the whole class. Thank you.
What I can recommend, we have the technology integration. For example, here, if I'm in a class, I want to teach about a certain concept. I can apply, let's say, the projector. I flash the information, let's say, on the whiteboard. Then I can also ask questions to my children. How do you call this? Maybe it is an object, it is what? How do you call this in Uganda? How do you call this in Ateso? How do you call this in, let's say, Mugishu, if somebody is in Mugishu? Yeah. So
Yes, Teacher Michael. Good morning once again.
Good morning.
Yes, we are carrying out a research on the impact of multilingual instruction on language development among young children. Now, I'll ask you a few questions, and one is describe current language instruction practices in your school setting.
All right.
And how multiple languages are integrated into daily activities.
All right. Thank you, Madam Irene. First and foremost, since we are in urban setting, our official language at school is English. But at times during lessons, a teacher may bring in a few other local languages to show clarity on some matters. Might be explaining something, then to bring that clear understanding of some concepts, may end up bringing in either Uganda or any other local language within the class for just understanding.
Yes, the children understand better.
Yes, so
Let
English,
children understand better.
English accompanied by other common local languages within our settings.
Yes. Now, Teacher Michael, discuss your views on the effectiveness of these practices in enhancing children's learning.
All right, since learning is from simple to complex or from known to unknown, I think it connects learners to the point or to what is being taught. For example, if you bring something and you are using some terminologies, for example, in agriculture, there are some words that are hard to understand, even when we know a type of, for example, if you're talking about grass or trees, you may bring a scientific name for something that is complex, but you bringing it in Uganda or in a local language, it gives me a clear understanding, my people relate with the item that you are bringing. So to me, I think it's that important that it facilitates learning at that high speed.
Okay. Thank you. The last question was, recommend teaching strategies that you believe would be most effective for delivering multilingual instruction based on your experience.
All right. One, I think group work will do it well. If you group these children according to the common languages, for example, if you have a group of some maybe Sudanese, Somalis, these are Gishus and these are people from the West, during their group discussions, they will understand each other at that time because they share something in common. So I recommend group discussion, and then sometimes role play. You know, some things are so abstract. You just talk about it and another just keeps on wondering what are they saying. But when you try to role play some of those things, it brings clear understanding. And I am very sure all learners will go to board and then they will understand. Take a scenario, talking about a pilot. Believe me, there is a learner who has never seen a pilot. Just hears the word pilot, even doesn't know what a pilot does. But then, if in your role play somebody comes in dressed like a pilot, I'm sure it brings clear understanding. Think of captains. People for us may think a captain is in football, but even the one who those guys who correct me, shape and boys and work, I am very sure they are also going to come. So Alana comes in dressed or acts or role plays like that. To me, I believe it brings clear understanding and learning will be made easy.
Yes, thank you, Teacher Michael. And my friends, this now brings us to the end of our focus group discussion. Thank you so much for participating.